What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. Regulation D was recently announced in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so today I'll be going over all the details, and let me tell you, with the addition of some of these new Pokemon on top of terrestrialization, it looks like we're in for a very interesting meta. So let's go ahead and hop into the details. So as of the 31st, we officially got Pokemon Home Connection for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and with that connection, they added a ton of transfer-only Pokemon into the game. Of course, while we were waiting for this connection, we did have a couple of 7-star raids that did introduce Pokemon early on into the game, including the Charmander line, the Scorbunny line, the Sobble line, and a few others, of course. But with this connection, we now have the Charmander line in the game, all 3 of the Cantonian birds, Mew and Mewtwo, the Cyndaquil line, Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, Uxie, Mesprit, Azel, Dialga, Palkia, Heatran, Giratina, one of my favorites, Cresselia, Arceus, the Oshawott line, the Forces of Nature, Tornadus, Thundurus, and Landorus, Meloetta, the Chespin line, the Fennekin line, the Froakie line, Carbink and Diancie, Hoopa, Volcanion, the Rowlet line, Magearna, the Grookey line, the Scorbunny line, the Sobble line, Zacian and Zamazenta, which I love the little wolf boys, Eternatus, Cubfu, and of course Urshifu, another crowd pleaser, Zarude, my boy Regieleki, which we will cover a little bit of Regieleki later on in this video because he really stirred up some drama, Regidrago, Lastreer, Spectrier, Calyrex, and of course some of the Hisuian Pokemon, including Wordier, Cleaver, Ursaluna, which is another one that people are super excited for, Basculegion, Sneasler, Overquill, and Enamorus. You are also able to transfer over your capped Pikachus, as well as a couple Alolan forms, including Alolan Raichu, Alolan Diglett, and Dugtrio, the Alolan Meowth line, and a couple of other Galar and Hisuian variants as well, including the Hisuian Growlithe line, the Galar Slowpoke line, the Alolan Grimer line, the Hisuian Voltorb line. Cantonian Tauros is in the game now. The Galar birds are also available, with my boy Moltres being my favorite. I love Moltres. Hisuian Typhlosion, of course, Galar Slowking, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Samurott, Hisuian Lilligant, Hisuian Basculin, Hisuian Zorua and Zoroark, which are adorable, Hisuian Braviary, and Hisuian Sliggoo and Goodra. I also love Goodra. However, I will say that I like normal Goodra better than Hisuian Goodra. I'm not a fan of the shell, but it does have a cool typing being Steel and Dragon. Hisuian Avalugg, Hisuian Decidueye, and of course the other variants of Magearna, Zarude, and also roaming form Gimmighoul from Pokemon Go, as well as another Vivillon variant. So definitely a good mix of Pokemon that got added in. With that, of course, they had to update the newest regulation, which is set to run from July 1st to September 30th. So we do have to wait a month to be able to use any of these Pokemon in ranked battles, but it's coming soon. For the rule sets for singles, you are now able to use the National Pokedex. Of course, you'll have a team of 3 to 6. Your time will be 10 minutes, your team preview will be 90 seconds, and your turn time will be 60 seconds. The same rule set applies for doubles battles. You can now use the National Pokedex, and of course you have a team of 4 to 6, levels 1 to 100, but all Pokemon will be set to level 50, 10-minute time, 90-second team preview, and 60-second turn time. And although it does say that we can use the National Dex now, we do still have Pokemon that will not be able to be used in ranked battles. You'll be able to use them in casual battles, but this is the list of banned Pokemon in ranked battles. So unfortunately, we will not be able to use Mew or Mewtwo, Kyogre or Groudon, Rayquaza, Dialga, or Origin Form Dialga, Palkia and Origin Form Palkia, Giratina and Origin Form Giratina, Arceus, Meloetta, Diancie, Hoopa and Hoopa Unbound, Volcanion, Magearna, Zacian and Zacian with his sword, Zamazenta and Zamazenta with his shield, Eternatus, Zarude, Calyrex by itself, as well as its Shadow Rider and Ice Rider forms. Koraidon and Miraidon are still banned, as well as Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. I'm sure they'll probably add those guys in later on after they see how the meta develops with the new Pokemon being added into Regulation D, which, like I said, things are already starting to get crazy with the addition of all the new Pokemon. Because clearly there is still a ton of Pokemon that are viable in online battles, including the Galar birds with my boy Moltres, like I said, which was a monster in Sword and Shield, Cresselia with its new move Lunar Blessing, another one of my favorites, which will give her much more staying power, as well as her teammates. We have the Forces of Nature coming back into the meta, which everyone knows how popular Landorus is, and the Pokemon with the quickest Smogon ban that I have literally ever ever seen, Regieleki, which is another one of my favorites. And I am not kidding when I say that this thing had like the quickest ban in like Smogon history. This guy got banned from OU in 45 minutes. That to me is like insane. So basically what happened is people figured out that they could simply cover its ground type weakness by using Terra Ice and then adding Terra Blast onto it. That and the fact that Regieleki can literally outrun like the entire Pokemon database because it's so ungodly fast definitely did not make for the fairest matchups. According to Smogon's little article here, Regieleki demonstrated an overpowered offensive presence in its brief stint in OU with Terastallization. The combination of Electric Stab and Terra Blast Ice, famously known as Bolt Beam coverage, was way too much for the metagame. It already boasted amazing strength and unmatched speed, but having perfected coverage made it unfair. People oftentimes use their Terastallization to stop it defensively, but Regieleki even used Substitute on occasion to ease prediction and scout out the line of defense against it. Overall, there was very little counterplay to Regieleki, and we wanted to remove it before it further hindered the development of our rapidly moving metagame. Which honestly, justice for my boy Regieleki, because he's always been a frail one. So let him cook for once. Why you gotta ban him after 45 minutes? Keep in mind he is only banned on Smogon and not in like the actual game, so you can still technically use him in the game, but I'm sure that people would be very annoyed by him. So you better believe that I'm gonna be using him. But like I said, it looks like the addition of a lot of these transfer only Pokemon is definitely gonna shake up the meta, especially if one of them already got banned on Smogon after 45 minutes. So I'm definitely excited to see how the meta will change with the addition of these new Pokemon. I know that for VGC Worlds, they are actually allowing these Pokemon to be used, which that in and of itself is also a big controversy from what I've seen online. Some people are excited because it keeps the game fresh, and other people are saying that that is way too big of a change way too quickly. But I would love to hear what your opinions are on all of this down below in the comments. Me personally, I feel like this really like freshened up the game for me. It was getting a little stale, and now with the addition of all these new Pokemon that you can mess around with, especially with Terra types, which is why I love Terra types so much, it's really gotten me like excited again to start making new teams and experimenting with different movesets, different Terra types with some of my old favorites. But that's just me personally, of course, so leave your opinions down below in the comments. But that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video entertaining, and if you did, I kindly suggest that you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you are already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I appreciate you all so much. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.